Hello everyone, I'm Salman Noreen and today I have a very beautiful guest with me, Dina. She is a very charming, happy lady and she is spreading happiness uh, among others. She teaches people, she coaches people how to stay happy. And our today topic is how to be happy no matter what to become a successful entrepreneur. We all are trying to become successful in our life, but sometimes we are not happy while we are in our struggling phase. Let me get her on board, and here she is. Hi, Dina, how are you today?
Hi, Salma. Very well, and you?
I'm good, I'm good. So, how about if you tell about yourself a little bit, if you can give your detailed intro to our audience?
Okay, so I'm an online business and mindset coach for coaches and entrepreneurs, experts around the world, and I help them to develop the mindset, especially abundance consciousness, that they need to actually manifest what they want in the world, in their life. You know, sharing your gifts as an entrepreneur. Then the number one thing that is the most important is your mindset, is to be happy no matter what happens, because a lot happens. But that is what I do. I teach people how to do that.
Wow, that's superb. So, if I talk about what does it mean to be happy? What is the definition? What is your definition of happiness? So, how you will explain it?
Happiness comes from within. In other words, it's how you feel on the inside. If you look for things on the outside to make you happy, then you're not going to be happy for very long, because things change all the time. And as we know, in becoming an entrepreneur, how radical things change. The one moment something goes right and say that makes you happy and you're very happy. The next moment something goes wrong and now you are very unhappy. So it's to stay happy from within. In other words, not to let the external world determine your happiness. But you know, and that is because you actually focus on choosing your thoughts and your emotions to be of a high vibration. I hope that makes sense.
Wow, thank you so much. So, so you suggest that these materialistic things are not actually happiness. They are, if even they make you happy, but that not last long. Like if you bought new iPhone, so that's not happiness. Is
No,
that?
no. That will you'll be happy for about 3 minutes, and then sort of the next thing happens. So no, things
So,
don't make us happy.
so according to you, happiness comes from inside.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yes.
that's great. So, if we talk about especially entrepreneurs, so first of all, I really want to know your definition for entrepreneur. And then my main question is, what is the mindset of a happy entrepreneur? Because actually, happy entrepreneur can make sound decisions or, you know, good decisions. So, what is your definition of this word, entrepreneur?
An entrepreneur for me is somebody who is an expert in something, and I
Uh-huh.
guess we are all experts in something, and to actually share that gift, to share their knowledge, and to use that to serve other people.
Mhm.
So, in other words, for me, an entrepreneur is really very brave people. I think entrepreneurs are one of the bravest people in the world, to actually decide to take a step out there and share your gifts or your products or whatever with the world, and not work for someone else to earn your income, but to actually work for yourself.
Oh, perfect. Actually, uh, I used to think, and I still think, that entrepreneurs are the people who are actually not who are average in their studies or their schooling age, and they never love, they never appreciate bossy style. So they are always eager to do something new, to create something new. So they take the step, and they welcome the challenges, and they make the difference. So they are entrepreneurs. Okay, now there is a question that what are their mindset if we talk about the happy ones, because the happy ones are the productive ones. Mhm.
If you're a happy entrepreneur, then you are really fulfilling your purpose. In other words, you really love what you do. And that is important, because if we are in a business, being an entrepreneur is really challenging. I mean, we all know that. And it's challenging because there are a lot of challenges out there. So if you don't do what you love, in other words, it's according to your values, you satisfy what's important to you, and you use your talents. In other words, you don't mind getting up every day and do the work that you do because you love it and you are good at it and you love to expand your skills all the time. Now you are happy. In other words, you have a big why. Why do I want to do that? Because we need a big why if we're an entrepreneur. Does that make
Wow,
sense?
perfect. So actually, an entrepreneur is a passionate soul who really want to do something big, who really want to achieve something for himself, for herself. So he gets up earlier, or she gets up earlier, and she or he lives a life, a purposeful life. So it keeps him happy, and if he is happy, if he is achieving his goals, so he will have a happy one. Is that?
Yes. In a nutshell, yes. Because if you don't have a big why, you'll quickly lose motivation, and you'll quickly think it's easier to just to go and work for someone else or give up. So you really have to be passionate about what you're doing. You really have to believe in it and believe in yourself to sort of keep to keep
Perfect,
going.
perfect, perfect. Well, my next question is that okay, we all want to be happy. Who doesn't want to look beautiful like you? And you are beautiful because you always stay happy. Happy people are beautiful naturally. So, what is the main thing, or what is now what can prevent us from being happy? So, what are the things that are not letting us be happy?
If that happens, if we keep on depending on things outside of us to make us happy, number one. In other words, having a person, if that person, like your boss or your
Counting on something or
yeah,
someone.
yeah. Yes, but any other person, if whether it's your husband or your wife or what, if you depend on someone else to make you happy, that derail us, because as we said, it comes from you. And also, if you focus on the things that you don't want, if you keep on focusing on what you don't have in your
Uh,
life, what is missing, that makes us very unhappy.
self-talk,
And that also
self-talk method.
creates that
Mhm,
lack to show up all the time.
mhm.
Self-talk, absolutely. We can talk ourselves into depression, or we can talk ourselves into bliss. If you tell yourself every day, oh, you're such a loser, I'm not good enough, this is never going to work, my teacher was right, I'm never going to amount to anything, then as an entrepreneur,
So,
you doom
simply
yourself.
replace. I'm powerful, I'm beautiful, I can do anything, I can achieve anything, I need to create impact. So all positive words, and we will feel happy, happy vibes. Is that?
Yes, but you also have to feel it. You have to feel it. You have to believe it. So just to say all the time, just empty words is not going to do it. You really have to
Mm.
be very relaxed when you do that and sit still and talk to yourself and reason it out for yourself and really collect evidence to the contrary. In other words, if you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, is to is to find things that show that you have skills, that you are good enough, so that and anyway, to realize that as a spiritual being, as someone on this earth, you're not just your body, you're not just this person, you have energy that is connected to the universe. So we are here to create, we are here to make a difference, to do things. But we need to believe in that. And if we don't believe in that, and if
Wow.
we focus on the things that go wrong, we're going to be very unhappy and very unsuccessful.
Ah, thank you so much for such beautiful thoughts. So you are not only beautiful from outside, you have very beautiful thoughts too. Thank you so much. Okay, my next question is that okay, it's about women mostly. They have breakups, they have divorce cases, they can have depression stuffs. Lots of negative things are happening. Lots of, I mean, there are lots of things going wrong in woman life. And I always say that women are stronger than men, and women can handle or can be more multitasker than a man. But they are mostly in mental issues or health issues, especially mental health issues. So, how to handle when things are going wrong, are going against us? So, how to handle it?
The biggest secret for yourself is to be in the present moment. If you're in the present moment, everything is fine. If you start getting thoughts of, or you feel fear or unhappy or depressed, or that's all, then you are thinking of the past, of things happening in the past, or you are thinking of the future, but from the eyes of the past. So you are thinking about uncertainty of the future, and that makes you fearful. And then, of course, things that have happened in the past. So if you focus on either of that, you are going to find it difficult. And it's in this way that we create our own suffering, because we have a conditioned mind that tells us that we're not good enough, that bring us the fear, because it's the old memories that come up all the time of the things that didn't go well. And if we dwell on that, we keep on creating the same thing over and over and over again. So you have to interrupt that. And that is what I do in my course, is to help people to interrupt that, so that they can know, and this is very important, to know that you are not your thoughts. You have thoughts, and you are not your emotions. You have emotions. The problem comes in for us if we start thinking that we are our thoughts. This is who we are. This is who we are. And it's not true. You are much more than that. It's to start becoming aware of what you are thinking. Because you see, if you look at, I always talk about connecting the dots. If you look at how you think, every time you think, you have a thought, it has an emotion with it. There's a feeling with it. If you think something happy, you feel happy. If you see something,
Okay,
think
so
something.
mhm. Yeah, so how to control these thoughts? Sometimes, okay, if you got some rejection on job, on relationship or anywhere, okay, so sometimes you left with self doubts that maybe you are unacceptable. So negative thoughts are just coming in and bothering your mind, or you are feeling depressed now. So how to control your thoughts? Because you said that we can live in a present moment. Yes, we should live in a present moment, but how? The question is how to ignore the past stuff, how to ignore the anxiety of future stuff, how to do this?
Okay, this is actually a neurological process that I take people through. But the first thing that you do is you become aware. Become aware that of how you feel. Okay?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then If you feel a negative thought, if you feel a negative feeling, then start becoming aware and ask yourself, what am I thinking? Because it's the
Ah,
thinking that makes you feel this way. And then the moment you start feeling this way, you get more thoughts about the same thing. So now you are feeling more and more fearful, or more and more depressed, or more not good enough. And to realize that once you are aware, become your own observer, number one. And now the next step is you take ownership of your thoughts. You know that they come from you. So you don't blame anybody else. You don't blame the company who didn't give you the job. It's their fault, or or you know, when we use the language to say, you make me mad, or you make me sad, or nobody
so
can make you
so
think, feel, or
yeah.
say, or do anything.
Mhm. Perfect. So you are saying that there is no point of blaming others. There is no point of complaining. Is that?
Yes. Don't complain, don't blame, don't criticize, don't condemn. All of
Mhm.
those makes your
Take
vibration.
responsibility.
Take
Take
responsibility, take
responsibility.
ownership.
Yes.
So in other words, nobody can make you think, feel, say, or do anything. It all
Mhm.
comes from you. So if we take
So you are
ownership
the
of that,
responsible for your own stuff. If something
yes,
is going wrong, you are the responsible. You means the one who is suffering from now. Okay. So my next question is actually according to your profession, and that's let me show on the screen. What are the actually practical steps to implement to the to stay happy no matter what?
okay. So step number one,
So,
be-
mhm,
become
yeah,
self-aware. That's the first thing. If you don't
okay,
aware, then you don't know what you don't know. So you have to become
okay. So
aware of
first
how
is
you feel.
the first one is self-awareness.
Self-awareness. That's step number one.
Wow. Hmm.
Okay. Step number
Okay.
two is take ownership.
Ownership.
Take
Okay.
responsibility. Okay.
Take responsibility. Okay.
Step number three is know
Uh-huh.
that you are not your thoughts. Know that you can choose other thoughts. You can choose to think differently. You can choose to feel differently. Okay.
Wow.
So
That's
in other
superb.
words, if you take
Hmm.
ownership, if you become aware of a thought or a feeling, and you take ownership of that, now you can change it. Now you can decide, no, I don't choose that anymore. I choose to feel differently. And then you focus on something differently. And so you train your brain a new way of thinking. Because how you think is how you feel, is how you act. And in that way, you create your results or your life. Those four steps.
Awesome.
Think,
But
feel,
let's
act,
start
result.
explaining these because our audience is watching us. So how about to explain each one because we have time now.
Yes,
First one, self-awareness. So
self-awareness.
how to get, I mean, how to achieve
So,
self-awareness, how to know yourself, how to know
okay,
your
so
worth.
so let me ask the audience, and as all of us, become aware of how you feel now. Just become aware. Just become quiet for a moment. Just become aware of your body. And what is that feeling? What would you name it? Do you feel neutral? Do you feel happy? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel bored? This woman is talking nonsense. So, so whatever you are feeling, there's also a thought with it. Okay? So just become aware of how you feel and then become aware of what you're thinking. And then how we think and how we feel, because we always take action. Our behavior comes from the state that we are in, how we feel. Okay, so if, for example,
Okay,
if
so let me connect it. So what
mm,
we are thinking is actually what we are feeling, or if
yes,
what we are feeling is actually what we are thinking. Are they connected like this way,
they are
or
connected.
I mean how?
They are, they are totally connected. They are totally inseparable. You can't have a thought without a feeling, and you can't have a feeling without a thought.
Ah, wow.
Okay,
Okay, so if I'm feeling happy, it means I'm thinking positive
happy
or happy.
thoughts. Yes, you are thinking happy thoughts.
Okay, so if I'm feeling negative, so what I need to do is changing the thoughts, all the thought
Yes,
process, and
yeah,
I will
become
start feeling happy.
and a good way to change the thoughts is to remember that the thoughts that we have immediately about, say something happens. Um,
Mm,
say you let's take an example. Say you expected a job, okay? You expected a client. So you're an entrepreneur and now you expect to have this client,
okay,
and
okay,
and and the client says no. So that is the
okay,
event. That's the
okay.
event
I
that
I
happens.
I send a very great proposal because I'm a
Yes,
freelancer too. So I send a
yes,
very great proposal, but my client rejected it.
yes. Okay.
Okay,
So that is
so
the event. The client rejected it. Okay. So
mhm,
now if you're feeling the thought that you have about your client rejecting it, that thought is, oh,
mhm.
for example, oh my word, this is my last client, this is my last option that I have, I am doomed. Then yes, I'm going to feel fear. Okay, and I'm not
Yeah,
going to get a client, I'm not going to get money, it's my business is a failure. Okay,
and I will
so
be feeling
now if
demotivated.
we
Life is ended. Now nobody will give me projects because I'm not a good proposal writer, or maybe so many self-doubts. Yeah.
exactly, that's all that thoughts coming up and escalating. Okay, and now it gets momentum and now you feel you want to go and shoot yourself. All right, so however, and this is the trick here, if you can change the way you think about the event, so in other words, you change your relationship with what happened. So if you get the proposal rejected and you think, you know what, there are other clients, I'm
The
just going to
world is
try
full of
again.
clients.
The
There
world
are
is full of
millions of
clients.
people. Yeah.
Exactly. So how do you feel now? Now you feel motivated to do it again. This
Yes.
client looked at my proposal. Ah, that's a good one. That I can count. They looked at it. They sent me a
Mhm.
letter. They didn't just ignore me. That's our good points. Okay? So it's if we change the relationship with that rejection
Mhm.
and see it as a stepping stone, see it as a learning instead of a rejection, now we feel differently. And now we
Perfect.
act differently. Because from the first
Perfect.
from the first scenario, the action that you would take from there on is just maybe go and sleep, close the door and say, I don't want to see anybody. And close your business
Ah,
because somebody said no to you. But in the second scenario, if you change the way you think about it, now you are staying motivated. Now you're thinking, okay, fine. So let me look at this proposal. What was maybe wrong with it? Maybe I can ask the client for feedback. For what is it that they didn't like about the proposal, and then I can learn from that. So when I approach my next client, I can hand in a better proposal. You see,
that's
so
perfect.
it takes the attention away from you, make it about you, to about the proposal.
Yeah. And let me add here, Dina, uh,
Mhm.
being sad will be negative for us because if I'm sad about a rejection, It means I will now leave working or leave struggling, and maybe I will miss many other good clients.
Mm.
But if I feel differently, like the happy one, there are millions other I can send
Mm.
proposal. So yes,
Yes.
your point is very good. So this was about self-awareness, self-actualization, or knowing your worth. Your worth is not one rejection.
Yes, your worth is
Your worth is
unconditional.
connecting with million others.
Yes.
Yeah. So what was the next point? Our next point, the second one.
Okay. The next point
We are
is
talking about our practical steps. Mhm.
yes. So the first one is self-awareness. The next one is to take ownership for your
Mhm.
thoughts because that moves you from victim to victor.
Oh yeah.
Now you can take charge.
Yes.
Okay.
Ownership.
Ownership.
Mhm.
And then the next one is to realize that you are not your thoughts, that you are more, that you are also not what you do. You are not what you have, and you are not other people's opinions. Because those three things are all based on conditions. And if you measure your worth, your value in terms of what you do or what you have or other people's opinions, then you're going to be very unhappy because your life is going to feel
Yes.
like a
So
roller
true.
coaster. Okay, so it's
Yeah,
to
because
realize.
Adina, here is a point.
Mm,
People are different, so many people. So they all have different thoughts, different definitions. Maybe one is saying that you are ugly, other is saying you are
mm,
beautiful, third one is saying you are old, fourth is saying that maybe you are so simple,
mm,
or maybe you are selfish, or maybe whatever. But
mm.
if we stop taking their points, opinions seriously, and we start thinking according to our own definitions. If I say I'm beautiful, I am loyal, and I am hardworking, and I am fine with what I am, I think this will keep us happy. Is that
Yes, and it's what's important here, Salma, is to not confuse self worth with self confidence. There's a big difference. Um,
perfect?
Self confidence is referred to in everything outside of you. Okay, so what you do, the
Okay,
skills that you have, everything is about self confidence. If you buy a new
okay,
car, you feel self confident.
hmm,
I've got a new car, or a new
okay,
job, or something, or
hmm,
a house. Okay,
hmm,
um,
hmm,
if you learn a skill, you
hmm.
are good at some skills and you're not good at other skills. I
Upskill.
mean, we all have.
Yep.
You can upskill yourself, and and the other thing is other people, as you just said. If whatever they are saying about you comes from them, it's not about you. It's actually just from them. You can choose whether you want to accept it. You don't have to accept it. Okay, so
Hmm.
if you say to yourself that I know that my self-worth is unconditional because I am more than my thoughts, I'm more than other people, that what other people think of me, and I'm more than what I do. So whatever mistakes I make is not important.
So,
I can learn
so
from them,
our
but they don't
second
define me.
point was taking ownership, knowing your self-worth. Okay, in ownership, I really want to add, and you can correct me if I'm not wrong, that
Mm.
taking ownership means whatever I do, I'm responsible.
Yes.
For all
Think,
my deeds, I'm responsible. So
yeah, for
I
my
shouldn't
thinking.
blame others. If
No.
there is an accident, I'm responsible, not others that they were just going wrong. Is that?
Yes, yes. It's basically not just to blame anybody else, to take responsibility for your part in everything, even in our relationships. We can if you and your partner don't see eye to eye, it's not just always the partner's fault. We contribute to that. We contribute to everything. So it's to change our own thoughts about it, and
Mm-hmm.
change our own emotions about it, and then our own behavior about it, that will change the situation. And that is the effect of energy, because we are energy. And if you change the way you think, change the way you feel, you change your energy. And if you change your energy,
Perfect.
you change the
Mm-hmm.
situation.
Superb. So, Dina, when you are a leader, as you are, so
Mhm.
taking responsibility, knowing your worth means you are always here and others are following you. So, you are responsible of their behaviors, their actions, because you need to lead them. Is that
No.
when we talk about as an entrepreneur? So, as he is creating an impact, so sometimes he can fail because he is working on a unique idea. He is having a totally different way. Is that so? How you will relate it?
I don't think I quite understand your question, but
Okay,
you are not
let me explain again.
responsible. You're not
No, no.
responsible for how others
Uh,
feel. That's important to
okay,
know.
let me explain again.
Okay.
Okay, if you are working in a company, okay,
Mm,
and you are the boss, okay,
mm,
you have a team, but team has issues with you.
mm.
So will you blame them that they are not working good or blah 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 blah? Or if you will take the responsibility, you are not properly guiding them.
No, the second one. In other
The
words,
second one.
what you said now, you take responsibility. Okay, but there's a big difference. There's something important about responsibility. You are responsible for your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own words, your own actions. Okay, and so
Perfect.
is everybody else. That's your power zone of what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I'm saying, and what I'm doing. That's my power zone. So does everybody else have their own power zone. Okay, and if you think of this power zone as a like a zone around you, like a bubble, then the
Mm-hmm.
edge of that bubble between two people having this bubble is what we call the line of sanity. So
Ah, okay.
you are responsible to others, and that's a relationship. In other words, to treat people with respect and courtesy and kindness, but you are not responsible for what others think, feel, say, and do. That is their responsibility. So, as a leader, it's
Mm-hmm.
to take responsibility for your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own words and actions. In other words, not to see the other people blame the team as, you're not responsible, or you don't are productive, or whatever the case may
Because
be.
this is our own mistake for choosing
Yes.
a wrong resource or assigning a task to a wrong person. Taking responsibility. Is that? I mean,
Yes,
we should.
it's in,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. You can
important.
complete.
It's
Mm-hmm.
important, of course, in the workplace, making this practical to make sure that the person is, assigned tasks that they can handle. Okay. But it's
Mm-hmm.
also important to create the relationships in
Mm-hmm.
the workplace, so that everybody takes that own responsibility for themselves and their own accountability.
Ah,
Okay. And that can be like, the values of the team is that we all take responsibility for what we do in the company. In other
wow,
words,
perfect. So, Dina, you are saying that if in a company your team is not responding the way you wanted them, it means you are taking responsibility because maybe you didn't make them accountable. If you
yes,
make them accountable, so they will respond in the same way or with the same positive energy. Is that? So again,
yeah. So
taking
so
ownership.
so and taking ownership for yourself, and allow everybody else to take ownership for themselves, and allow
Themselves.
the
Yep.
relationship to be a relationship. Okay. And so it's not for the leader to take responsibility, to take over responsibility for the other people by, in the end, doing their work for them. because that's when we take power away from our team, is that we have only our way how things must be done. So we want to tell them what they must achieve, but we now also want to tell them how they must do it. So we take away their creativity, we take away their own ownership for what they are doing.
Oh, perfect. So we were talking about the practical stuff, practical steps. So we talked about the two ones. What was the third one?
It's your worth, your self-worth. It's
Yeah,
unconditional and
that's
not to
that's be done.
confuse.
And the what's the
Yeah.
fourth one? There was a fourth one.
The fourth one is to make sure that you are checking your results and that you are
Matrices.
really, yes, that in other words is if you think, you feel, you act, and you have a result. Okay,
Perfect.
and is to look at the result objectively, not making it about you. Okay,
So
because
how would
otherwise
you
you're
explain
going.
it?
So in other words, say use again the proposal. You send a proposal to clients, and now some of them come back and say yes, and others come back and say no. And those are the results. So if everybody says no, then of course you need to look at, what made them say no. Get feedback, not taking it personal, to think it's about me that they are saying no. Because then when we take things personal, we don't grow. We make it about us, and we must make it about what's the issue or the challenge or like now the proposal. So the proposal is the result. If you want to change the result, if you think about this formula, E plus R equals O. Okay, so
Okay.
E stands for event. In other
Okay.
words, something
Ivan.
happens, like a proposal. Okay. The R is your response or your behavior. And the O is the outcome, is the result.
Wow. Okay.
So in that formula, the only thing that you have control over is the R, the response. And the only thing that you can change is the R. And the only way to change your response is to change your state, is to change how you feel. And the only way to change your state is to change how you think about it.
Perfect. Perfect. Dina, would you recommend that in professional life, if we just, we shouldn't bring our emotions in our professional life so we can become successful, such as, okay, client rejected proposal. So we should always relate it with proposal, not with us. Because whenever we talk about us, that client rejected us, actually he is not rejecting us. He rejected our proposal. Maybe quotation is
Yes.
not good, maybe time frame is not good. So we should relate things with the things, not with emotions. So if we won't bring our emotions in our professional life, then we can be happier. Is that?
I would say not bringing the negative emotions in, not letting the
Wow.
self-doubt and the rejection and those kind of things. Of course, it's fantastic to be happy and grateful. When we get a proposal, to jump up and down and shout and say, yes, 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 it is fantastic. And then to move on, to the next thing. So yes, cultivate the positiveness in your company, cultivate and everything negative that happens, look at it from a point of view that this is not you. Even the good things that happen, you are more than that. It's not you. This is what you do. And you are more than you do.
Perfect.
Okay.
So our steps are about done, but there's a very good question I have just in my mind. That what would you suggest here that how we can keep improving to be happy? I mean, because we all start from zero, from day one, from day zero, or dollar one. So, how to keep us motivated by saying that all is fine, because there is a thing comparing ourselves with others. And I
Oh,
hope you will be agree with me that people start comparing when they see social media, and people are posting their age people are posting good news or good stuff, and the weak-minded people, or maybe the sad people, start comparing, feeling down. So, how to stay motivated that you are improving day by day? And mhm, yep,
if you compare yourself to others, you're going to be very unhappy.
yeah, that's
It's
point.
you are comparing pears with apples. Okay, people are on different spiritual journeys. People are on different places in their business. Everybody starts from zero. So if you compare yourself to someone else that's really successful, is be glad for that person and say, you know what, if they can do it, it means I can do it. All right.
Mhm.
And to learn from them, to learn from their success, because we always see the end result of someone's success, but we don't see the hours and the years of hard work that they did and stay motivated to get where they are. Okay, so it's to know nobody moves from zero to zero, or from zero to zero in a flash. It takes work. Okay, so
Yep.
not compare.
So,
If you
mhm,
compare yourself with someone else, say thank you, it shows me a model that I can learn from, and let that motivate you instead of thinking, oh, I will never get there. That is absolutely important. Now, to stay happy no matter what is make it a habit. Get up in the morning and write down what are you grateful for, and when you go to bed, what are you grateful for? Count the little things. So often we want to count the big things only, but it's the little things that go right every day. The little things, someone smiling at you, someone answering your phone call, someone doing a task right. It's those little things that add up to big things. Because if you focus on the little things that go right, you feel good. And the more you feel good, the more things go right, because it's your energy that attract to you. So counting and gratitude are your two most important things that you can do every day and continuously through the day to tune yourself back in to that positiveness, to feeling happy, to notice
yeah. So
abundance
actually, we
around you.
attract, yeah, we attract things. The way, I mean, we call it law of attraction. If we will
Law
talk
of
about, we will
attraction.
think about negative stuffs only. The only negative things will happen to us. If we will start
Yes,
thinking about the blessings, the happy stuff, so only the good things will start happening to us. And as you
absolutely.
said, very beautiful thing that. Never ever compare yourself with others, but we can compare ourselves with our past. Okay, yesterday I did work for 2 hours. So today I actually accomplished to work for 3 hours. So we can compare in a positive way. We can be happy for others so others can be happy for us. If we will start feeling happy for others' achievements, other stuff, so again, it's good for us because we are responsible for ourselves, for our own happiness. Is that?
We are absolutely responsible, and we can choose it. We can choose it every moment to be happy, to be positive, to count the good, to look for the good. No, it's like a feel good detective. It's to look for things that make you happy. If you look for things to make you happy, you'll see a lot of things to make you happy. In the same way, if you look for things to make you angry and to make you fearful, you'll find a lot of them too. So it's a choice in your attitude. The same with abundance. We all want to be wealthy and abundant and prosperous. You need to notice that around you. Abundance is not something that you get, abundance is something you tune into. It's something you notice around you. And if you see
Perfect.
someone with a flashy car, is to say, wow, look at that. That's awesome. Not to say, oh my, look at that bad person. Rich people are so ugly. because then you condemn the very thing that you want,
Mhm.
and then you won't get it.
Yeah, you are so right. Okay, Nina, we have few comments. We can take 3 to 4 only, and we
Okay.
can see what people are saying. The one there's a Fatima who is saying, compare to inspire yourself, not for material things. So, would you add some thoughts here about her comments?
Yes, you can compare yourself with others to inspire yourself. Okay. And it's, yeah, I don't quite understand what she says, not for material things. It's not to say compare and say, okay, you have something that I want and now I feel less than that. No, we
Positive
don't feel less
jealousy.
than other people.
So, positive jealousy is good thing instead of negative jealousy. Is that okay?
No,
So,
jealousy and envy is not good. It's about appreciation. It's not about being jealous or envious. It's about
I mean
appreciating.
about I mean about the positive jealousy is that if Dina can speak very good, if Dina is so beautiful, if Dina is looks so young, so yes, I have to do this too. So this way I can be motivated. I will be liking her post. I will be checking her diets or maybe her daily routines to change mine. So actually, I'm motivating myself by inspiring myself from her feeds. So it's a positive jealousy. It's not negative. I'm not saying negative anything, negative things about her. I'm not getting jealous that why she is beautiful, why she is
I
active.
wouldn't use
So,
the word jealous, Salma. The
mhm.
word jealousy already has a negative vibration to it. I wouldn't
Oh,
use the
okay.
word jealousy at all. I would use the
Oh,
word
okay.
like following or drawing inspiration or something like that instead of the word, because words have got vibrations too.
Wow. So you just added a new word in my dictionary because earlier I was using the positive jealousy just to take it in a positive way that positive jealousy means maybe that we feel something uh, to grow. But okay, I will change my dictionary. I will change the word that I don't need to use the jealousy word. Okay, Fatma has another comment to stay happy. Can you see on screen her comment?
Yes, to stay
Yeah.
happy, I believe we must share happiness first by Damas rule. Divide happiness, multiply joys, add gratitude, and subtract ego. Perfect, Fatima.
Okay,
Perfect.
and another comment is here.
How can we
Uh,
appreciate ourselves? We don't have any approachable self confidence um, as a person. Um, what's really important to appreciate ourselves as well is to just go and make a list of every little thing that you've done, every little good thing, everything that you've overcome, every little victories. Even if you
mhm,
climb the highest tree as a child, even if you can bake the best pancake, even if you, what are your victories? What are the things that you have done in your life? Because these are all evidence that you have can build on that you have skills that you can develop. Remember, we said that self-confidence is all about what you do, what you acquire, and and your relationships. And to appreciate yourself is to, number one, appreciate that you are not here by accident. You are here as a spiritual being. You are here to create. You are here to manifest. And if you are just kind to someone else, then use that appreciation to yourself. And look for the, if you can see, if you can hear, if you can talk, if you can move, if you have a bed, if you have a light, if you have a phone that you can watch this all on, that's all appreciation. Okay? That is all appreciation, and appreciating yourself for being able to do that. That's how we start appreciating ourselves.
perfect, Dina. Thank you so much, Jumpstart platform, and thank you so much these pre-event lift sessions that today I had. such beautiful woman with us, not only beautiful by face, by heart, by thoughts. And you can follow her on Facebook. She is always posting very good, positive, happy feeds, and she is conducting her master class. And she can tell more about her master class. Would you mind, Dina, sharing that details of your master class?
Sure, it's a video series. It is still up for a few days more. You can get that at bit.ly/, Dina Manifest class, and in there I teach in depth what we have talked about now with Salma. So there you get much more information, and it's very informative. And then of course you will also see that I'm running a program right now that's going to start soon. Manifest your bliss from abundance, and you'll see all the details there if you are interested in cultivating this bliss in yourself.
Perfect.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so much,
Salma.
Dina, and everyone should sign up for masterclass as well. So, Dina, would you share some last line, last note for our audience?
I would just like to say, that it's just to realize that no matter where you are now in your life, is that you are more than that. Is that you can change that. You have the power inside you to change that. If you choose to create a different reality, you can do that. We all have the power is to start really taking charge of those little steps that we said, the self-awareness, the taking ownership, the becoming aware of how you think, feel, and act, and checking your results. Yes. So what I'm saying is you can create a much bigger life than what you have now. And if you come to the masterclass, you can watch those videos. It will give you so much information on getting you started with that. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Dina. Thank you so much, everyone who are watching us right now here. And the last thing I must say that you got only one life. So think that it's your one trip to this world. Why not to make something for others? So they can means making others' life easier. Like Dina, she shared her thoughts, were positive thoughts, and she created an impact. She inspired you all. So why not to have a goal and work on that and create an impact. And today, Dina taught us that how to be happy no matter what, no matter whatever your circumstances are, no matter whatever wrong happened with you, but still you can be happy. And only the happy people can bring a positive